Hey, welcome back, everybody, online, watching online, and here at Build. I see some familiar faces sticking around through every session. I love you. You especially. Thank you very much. All right, this fellow in the front. All right, now, I'd like to welcome Justin from the VS Code team is here. Here's my talking points. Let's get right to them.
Sure.
No. So we're going to talk today about the integrated browser, I believe, which you work on.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
This is a feature that you built inside of Visual Studio Code. Yes. And this is a completely different way of working with, of building things and programming that is kind of showing up everywhere. It's in the Copilot app. I think the first place I saw it was Visual Studio Code. So tell me more about what this is and how it works.
Sure. Yeah, to clarify, I actually don't work on it entirely now anymore. It's passed off to a couple other engineers on the team. But yeah, we started off about a year ago on this. It started in the simple browser. And one of the problems that we were trying to solve was being able to kind of have local development and help with the local development all within VS Code without leaving the browser or without leaving the application and going to an external browser. And what that ends up looking like is having this integrated browser which can do everything from launch local agent, like locally hosted websites. It can also do things like log in to any website that you want as well. So to kind of show off what that looks like, I'll go ahead and share my screen. There's nothing up there, but I'll go ahead and share my screen here. I'm not sure what the audience will see out there yet.
Yeah, can we get Justin's screen up? They're working on it. There's a mad dash back there. It's down here.
Cool. So maybe they already see that. Cool. Perfect.
Oh, this doesn't change, does it? Wow. I've only been here all day.
It's okay. I just got here. But
thank you.
Yeah, so to kind of show off what that looks like. So I'm going to go over here, and there are a couple different entry points to this, actually. So the first one is a little bit more on the nose. You go over here to the command palette, and you do open integrated browser. So I'm going to click on this.
Can you zoom in a bit, maybe?
Yes, let me zoom in a tiny bit here, maybe one more time. And you can see I can go over to like github.com/ and you can see here, I already logged in myself, so I'm already logged in here. But
so you're just browsing GitHub
yeah,
inside
I'm just
of
browsing
okay.
GitHub inside VS Code. It's not supposed to replace an external browser, but it's something that you can use in app development. So I'm going to go over here. I already launched this on port number 6967, but here I have a little...
What is this? Pokémon.
Yes, it's a little app that I've been working on just for myself. A lot of my PRs into the public VS Code repo are unfortunately based on Pokémon names. And this is just helping me kind of gauge like, oh, when exactly was this issue made? What exactly does it do?
That's a Bulbasaur. I know that because it says Bulbasaur. I was a little late. I'm in the wrong demographic for Pokemon. Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. I know Pierce has been really into Pokemon recently.
Yes,
so
and I know his kids are too.
Yes,
big time.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, something great about this integrated browser is you can do a bunch of stuff with this. So one of the original features that we had is this button up here, which lets you add an element to chat. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and you can see I can go over and hover on any specific element, and it'll add that element directly into chat.
So this is kind of like if you had the browser DevTools open and you're doing the pick,
yes.
And then you're going, okay.
Exactly.
And what exactly does that add to the chat there?
Yeah. So it adds a element screenshot. So you can see here there's a cute little photo. It also adds a bunch of information about the div, about the URL that it comes from, what the element is called.
So wait a minute, hold on, if I could. So attached element, it says what the element is, the URL, the path.
Yes. What
is a path?
Yeah, the path is just the total path just coming from the very top.
Oh, okay, so it's like parent walking down the tree.
Exactly.
Okay. And then the outer HTML, interesting.
Yeah, so that can be particularly helpful if you don't want the agent to spend too long searching for what exactly we want it to work on.
So you're basically giving it like the page and then the element
yes.
out of it within the context.
Exactly.
Okay, very
yeah.
interesting.
So it's pretty cool because you can also customize this. Let's say we don't actually want to attach all of the CSS. We actually have a setting for this where you can disable the CSS or disable parts and bits and pieces of this. And
oh, it includes the CSS too,
yes.
so it knows about the styling.
Exactly.
I thought it was just adding just the element.
Yeah, we added it. We changed it so that it adds a little bit more as well. Here, there's on this hover, this kind of shows like a more concise and a little bit more of like a quick what you need to know from that element. So you can just hover over and it will show this. But yeah, this is a great way for you to pass off to the agent. A couple other buttons in the integrated browser. You talked a little bit earlier about the Chrome DevTools. That's something we have here as well. Sorry if this is not particularly zoomed in.
That's all right. You got a lot going on here.
But you can see here we have the Chrome DevTools. I can load some stuff in the console.
Oh, the whole DevTools are there
Exactly.
now.
The entire DevTools is in here. I could do the same thing, selecting elements and trying to see exactly what it is. The last thing that we have here, which I think is pretty cool, is actually something that some of the engineers on our team recently added. It's called the Emulation Toolbar. And what this means is now I can click on this button. This is the Emulation Toolbar. You can set the dimensions, DPR, the scale.
Devices.
Exactly. So now I can put this into mobile mode. I'm scrolling using my mouse like this. I can also select some presets here, and it'll change based on those dimensions. So this will be really easy for just quick and easy mobile development.
OK, now I have a question for you. Can the agent drive this browser without further integrations required? Like, do I need Playwright, agent browser, all that stuff?
Exactly. This is actually something that we added, and you actually don't need anything else besides everything that we have built in VS Code to have the agent drive this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this button here. It says Share with Agent, and I'm going to remove these for now.
Oh, and I see the glowing border around the edge.
Yeah, so glowing border means we're now sharing the browser with the agent. So
or it means you're talking to Siri. One of the two.
For copyright purposes,
we'll cut that. Cut that from the VOD.
As we're showing Pokémon on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
But
Sorry.
really quickly here, I'll ask the agent to navigate to the calculator tab and run some tests. I spelled tests wrong, but it should do the job. So we'll let it work a little bit.
Adjusting the warp drive. I like that.
Yeah.
Didn't you add those too?
I did add those too.
The fun little.
I did add fun little tidbits. But yeah, you can see here, so it took a screenshot first to just kind of try to see where exactly it is. It's going to do some searches.
Now, while this is running, the other thing that's pretty important about, you don't like YOLO mode?
I wanted to keep it off for dramatic purposes.
Oh, OK. One of the things that's important about being able to pick elements is that, like, I don't know if y'all know, but tokens are expensive now, more expensive than they were 3 months ago. And so a lot of times you'll say, like if you're messing with the nav bar, I'm guilty of this because we have unlimited tokens, and so we don't live in reality, right? It's one of the best perks of the job. But instead of saying, like, I want to XXX with the nav bar, then the agent has to go grep your files and find out where the nav bar is. And agents are like post-trained on grep, and they just go nuts. They will read every single file that may even have remotely to do with the nav bar. And 2 million input tokens later, you get the result. It's much, much better if you go click and add the element, and then the agent doesn't have to go do that. I can't stress this enough. If you want to save tokens, stop giving the agent vague instructions. Tell it exactly which file, pick the element. Otherwise, you're going to burn millions of input tokens with the agent having to find things itself. You do not want that. OK.
It's unfortunate that you're talking about that, and the agent currently is actually having a hard time finding the calculator tab.
It's doing the exact thing I just said.
It's doing the exact same thing that you said. So yeah, to kind of try to debug all of this, I'm actually just going to have it relaunch and launch the app.
I like your, you got some great prompts there. LAKSJDH, LAK. Very, very generic.
And on some tests. Yeah, so this is kind of the full end-to-end workflow of it going to the calculator tab. It'll launch. I had a great demo of it going through and like clicking on a bunch of stuff. But unfortunately,
the gods said no.
Smote you. The gods said no. One really quick thing is that we actually have Playwright integration with this as well. So I mean, it's doing the thing now. We have Playwright integration with this as well. So one of the things I showed off earlier was the emulation toolbar. With the emulation toolbar, it's actually really great because you can go through and through Playwright, it'll run code. And it can do things like, oh, I'm going to change the viewport. So I mean, we see this working now. So really quickly, let's just say test in different viewports. And instead of using these browser tools that I just showed off here, these where it just went and like did a bunch of clicking, now it's going to read the page and run some Playwright code, which will test and take screenshots of different viewports, different scale like different sizes, and it'll do all of that for you directly in Playwright.
And this is all in VS Code. There's
All in
nothing
VS
you need to
Code.
install. This
Nothing
is
else
just
you need
there.
to install.
And you get it for free.
Yes,
How you're giving away the integrated browser.
Exactly, exactly.
Right.
Free with your
One-time offer.
subscription.
Your money. If you don't like the integrated browser, you get your money back. All right, Justin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so
Round of applause
much.
for Justin. We'll be right back, folks. Thank you.